So here it is, the W Dragon Godzilla 2000. And I'm just a huge fan of the Godzilla 2000 suit, so I can't believe I actually have this here. Just looking at the box art, look at this, the front of the box. That's a really great picture. You can see all the detail of him there. Then going down, it says Eden Buster right here in the bottom right corner of the box. And that's the sculptor of this figure. If you go to their ArtStation page, you can see lots of their other work, like some Jurassic Park dinosaurs they did for W Dragon. They also did the recent Godzilla 2004. And if you click on that picture, you can read a description all about the effort that went into making it. I always love reading that kind of stuff, but unfortunately, their Godzilla 2000 page has no description. Now let's get back to the box. On this side, it says made in China, and then we can see Godzilla's dorsal plates in the picture back there, some of his skin going down. And that picture just wraps around to the back of the box where we get a really nice picture of Godzilla from the side. You can see his head there, just great. And then on the other side, we've got a close-up of Godzilla's arm. As for the top of the box, that just says Godzilla. And I'm actually really excited to open this. I open so many figures, sometimes I feel like I get desensitized to it. It's just another box, just another figure. But this one just feels special. It just feels different. And I'll be showing him in lots of different lighting conditions. I'll take him outside. I'll do him inside with low lighting, with bright lighting, so you could really get an idea of what this looks like in different scenarios. Alright, here he comes. It's time to finally see Godzilla. Oh man, pretty strong smell coming out of there. Always is, this packaging always has a certain smell to it. But here we've got his tail, and yeah, his tail is a magnet, so I'm not going to have to heat it up like with an X Plus figure. And the beast himself, Godzilla. Oh wow, this thing is big. It's pretty bulky, great size to it. Pretty big, a little bigger than I thought he'd be. Alright, so here's where the tail will hook into, and let's see how easy this is compared to X Plus. Don't need to heat it up at all, just gonna try to slide it right in like this. Oh, look at that. That went in there pretty easily, and it's in there very solidly. Very impressed with that. And I can't get over this thing. I really love the front view. He looks just so thick and meaty. It's great. I haven't been this impressed with the figure in a very long time. I had the X Plus Godzilla 2000 version 2, and I like that one fine, but this is just something else. It gives me a whole different feeling. I don't know. But he's got a really nice weight to him. He feels really good to hold. So let's see how much he weighs. So he looks to weigh about 3 pounds and 6 ounces. As for his measurements, he's about 16.5, 17 inches from snout to tail. And then from his foot to the top of his head is just under 12 inches. And if you go all the way up to the tallest dorsal plate, that's about 12.5 inches tall. And I really just love the size of this thing. It's just the right size for me. It's not overwhelming like an X Plus Gigantic would be, and it's still big enough to give that presence. It really catches your eye when you see this. You can see him right here on my top shelf with my other Godzillas. Got the 25 centimeter Godzilla 2019, the Yuji Sakai Godzilla 54, then some little Bandais over there. So yeah, that's what he looks like with some other Godzillas. Now let's take a closer look at his details. So the paint job on this looks really nice. It's got that dark bluish gray base color. And then on top of that, it's got all these little till highlights. You could see them going on all throughout the body, all over his leg, his body, just everywhere. And there's also some spots where it's more apparent, like on his body right here, right by the dorsal plates. You can see a lot of that till coloring there. It looks really nice. It sort of reminds me of the paint job on the 50 centimeter Bandai Godzilla Earth, where he's kind of got a similar thing going on, where it's a base color and then some little highlights all around the whole thing. And then look at those dorsal plates. Godzilla 2000 is my favorite Godzilla design, so just really love the purple color on these dorsal plates. And they've got kind of a sort of metallic kind of looking paint job to them here. And if you look down in between them, you can see a lot more of those till highlights on Godzilla's body in between all the dorsal plates. Looks really beautiful. And yep, they retain that purple color at the tips all the way to just about the very end of the tail. And you can pretty easily see where the tail connects, but it really fits in because of the way Godzilla's tail is like all these segmented layers. It just fits right in as another line. I just love the skin texture on this Godzilla. I mean, most Godzillas are pretty similar, but there's always little differences. And then yeah, if we flip him over and look at the bottom of his tail, we can see the texture changes a little bit. It's going in a different direction. And look, it's still got all that detail on it. Still got those little blotches of the teal coloring. Looks really nice. And if we follow it all the way up to his body. Really love the detail on this portion of Godzilla, all the bumpy texture on his chest and then how it transitions to the neck. That looks really nice. And I've always loved how his neck's kind of got these borders on the side of it. And looking at the side of the body, this is one of my favorite aspects of the Godzilla 2000 design, is all these little spikes he has going all the way down the side of his body right by the dorsal plates. I've always loved that. It looks just so good. Now let's look at the detail in Godzilla's mouth. He's got some crazy amount of detail in there. Look at that tongue. It's got a glossy finish to it. You can see like all the little folds in it. It's got those little darker lines to really make that detail pop out. Very realistic looking. He looks like a live beast. And his gums also look great. You can see the teeth actually like coming out of the gums. And they're beautifully sculpted. Like each tooth is very well separated from every other tooth. Look at the roof of the mouth here again. Looks insane. It's so wet and full of detail. Then look at that top row of teeth just coming right out of the gums. Very good, though I do think that the top row of the teeth have a bit too much dark brown on them. It's just very dark. I kind of like the paint job of the bottom teeth better. And let's move on to Godzilla's hands now. So you can see they get a little bit darker right there, like right in between the fingers. That's a pretty nice detail. And then on to the claws. So these just look beautifully done as well. They got some of that dark brown on them. You can see the little lines really making them look like dinosaur claws. And the same thing on his toenails. They've got the dark brown at the root of them, and you can see all those little lines as it transitions to the lighter kind of tan color at the front. Yeah, all those little streaks of dark brown look pretty nice, though I think it's a bit too much in my opinion. And we can't forget the bottom of the feet, so the detail just continues there. It's not just cut off and flat. You can see all the texture, the paint job continues all the way to the bottom of the foot. So I am really glad I got this. It's got to be my favorite Godzilla 2000 that I've had so far. And I have the 30 centimeter Super Toho Godzilla 2000 being delivered today, so I'll be reviewing that one also and comparing it to this one.